G'day everyone, it's Jackson. Welcome back to Endeavours for the 30th of January. As always, if you don't want to listen to this initial rambling, or if you just want to check one Endeavour that you're looking for, just check the timestamps below. I've listed all the different Endeavours when I get into them. Just want to first talk about the videos on Saturday. I did... Oh, that dude's got Zipkin as well. That's what I'm wearing. Oh God. I know I've been doing long recordings on Saturdays, and I want to keep doing them, but I just did a recording of Don't Starve, and honestly, it's like 50 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, it's so boring to listen to, because I'm at a point where it's winter, and I can run around a bit, but I basically have to like stay in the base, and I don't really have much to do. So I just don't feel like it's worth bothering like uploading, because it's gonna be. I don't think it's worth watching. It's so fucking embarrassingly boring. I don't know. It's just because normally the boss is supposed to arrive as well. So and he didn't show up. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like I just have to do another game. That's what I'm thinking, right? Because Dark Chronicle is like, I've played that game so much I can basically just play through the whole thing while I talk, because I just instinctively know how to play the game. Don't Starve, it's like you kind of got to wait for time to pass before anything really happens, and there's no like set story. So I think I need to just find a game where I can just constantly be doing stuff, because I feel like I just was kind of just not finding anything worth doing. Like I was thinking maybe something like Subnautica might be better. That, or maybe I'll just do Dark Chronicle for now. Like in the near future, I do want to do a playthrough of the main quest line, or like the zone story for ESO when they add the difficulty, and I'll just play it on the fucking hardest difficulty or something. But yeah, for now I'm just kind of lost, right? Because it's like there were like points where I was just saying the same thing for like 10 minutes. That's what I was worried about. Because people watch it for me, they don't watch it for the content. But it's like, ugh, what do I do? Because if I'm not talking, what's the point? So that's my issue. So yeah, I just got to go back to the drawing board and think about something worth doing. Maybe I should just start live streaming. Maybe that's a good idea. But yeah, I need to know what I'm doing first if I do that. Yeah, I just want to keep people in the loop. I'm not stopping that shit. I just need to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like I don't know where to go. Because I'm not used to talking for so long. Like, I think partly is like what's causing it to be so boring is if I die, I lose everything. Like I have to start the whole game again, essentially. So that's not really something I have to deal with when it comes to Dark Chronicle or a game like Subnautica. It just, that's what I'm feeling like at the moment. Also that I don't play it for ages, so I just forget where the fuck I am. I definitely had that issue with Don't Starve. I don't have it as much with Dark Chronicle because I can just pick that up and that's fine. But yeah, I should just stick to one game at a time. I realize I think I fucking bit off more than I could chew. I'm sorry about that, but I was very eager to try and make stuff for people to watch. Anyway, I'll just stick to Dark Chronicle for now, I think. I know less people watch Dark Chronicle than Don't Starve, but I didn't. I'm not really doing it for the views. I'm just doing it you got to enjoy what you're doing, right? I wasn't really enjoying Don't Starve at that point. Yeah, I'll stick to Dark Chronicle for now, but we'll see. Maybe I'll wait until the dailies are done, because at that point I'll have a lot more time to do stuff. Because I spend a lot of time on dailies. Like each day I probably spend like a couple of hours at least. Because I do the recordings, I do the editing, which takes another hour. I know it's like very little editing, but I do it all myself, so it does take a lot of my time. And then I do the thumbnail, I do all the other shit. Maybe I should do a video on how all that works one day as well. Anyway, that's the goal for the moment. So if anyone has anything they want to tell me, usually people just chill about it. But yeah, if you got any thing you want to say about that, just let me know. You know how it is. I do listen to you, but I usually don't hear much. So yeah. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. So we'll start with endeavors. Now, to be honest with you, it's not a very good endeavor set compared to what we're used to these days. I would go, if you've got these skilled as a DLC, if you've purchased or if you're using ESO Plus, go a Heist, Extracting, and Scribing skills. Group Dungeon is okay as well, if you don't have a Heist, and then this one here, if you like PvP, it's probably not too bad, but the main issue with this one is it's not actually just deal any damage. It doesn't tell you, but this is actually damage to players. If you go to Cyrodiil and attack like the saints at the shrines and shit, nothing happens, because it's not actually, like, you can attack guards at keeps or resources, you can attack walls, you can attack all this shit, it doesn't work. It's only to players. Okay. So let's start off with extracting items in an enchanting table. So you're going to need glyphs. As far as I'm aware, this is the only thing you can extract. I don't think you can extract housing items, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, so you can naturally get these when you kill shit. You probably get them from places like dungeons and shit. But if you don't have any on you, it's quite painful to get 8 like rapidly. So I'll just go through the 2 ways I would look at that. One way is to use enchanters. Every enchanter in this game sells glyphs. They are the type of glyph is tied to your level. So if you want to do this method, I would say go onto a low level character, get some gold on them and do it, because the glyphs will be much, much cheaper. Like probably, I think 90 gold is the cheapest one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, they're quite expensive. So getting 8 of them is quite a bit of gold. So if we just go buy multiple, 8, yeah, 2 grand. That's, you know, for an endeavor worth 15 seals, that's okay. But I have a lot of gold, so I don't know how it would be to people in less financially capable background. Yeah, so you can just buy a bunch of glyphs like this, and then deconstruct them that way. That's without a doubt the quickest way. But you can also craft some glyphs yourself. So if I go, we'll see what I've got. Jota, Denny, and probably not Denny. They're a bit more expensive than, yeah, probably Kaderi. And then I don't have any blue ones. So this will be a good example of how to do this. So you need 1 of each. Now the good thing with this compared to alchemy, which is like naturally one you tend to get a lot as well, your glyphs, you can combine any combo. You can put any combo in place here and it will work. It's just the only thing that will affect you is like the ones you can use, because the blue ones, most of them you have to be a certain level in enchanting and put patches into it. Same with a lot of the aspect ones, but most of the time it will be okay, because the aspect ones, Jota is one you can use at level 1, and this is like an incredibly cheap thing to get on guild stores. So you can get a full stack for like 300 gold, so 600 gold for a full stack. That's like, considering that will last you like a long time, probably like half a year, maybe more. That's a really good deal for such little gold. But the blue ones, all you have to do is go to an enchanter, because they, as you can see here, they sell all the blue ones. Now the only 2 blue ones you're ever going to need is Jode and Jorah, because these can be used at level 1. They're the lowest price. So yeah, just grab some of these. So as an example here, I'll just grab a Jode, and then I'll put that one here. So just create a glyph. It doesn't matter what it creates, just as long as you create a glyph so that you can go and extract it. And simple as that. So the other 2 runes, you'll have to get these either through runestones, which you can find in the wild pretty easily, or you can get them from guild stores. So as an example, we'll go hit this one here. Materials into enchanting is what you're looking at. So obviously we can get the blue ones anyway from here. I wouldn't buy these on guild stores. For some reason, they're fucking more expensive. Yeah, green ones are fine. Now, you can just buy a few of these. It's pretty easy to get your hands on this much gold through, like in the description, there's a Endeavor prep video where you can just watch that and earn all the gold you need. This much gold only takes you a few minutes doing that, and you know that video, the only skill you need is just to be able to press E, essentially. So yeah, you can do that. And people just tend to sell a couple of these things for a little bit of gold, but you might have to run around, look around a bit to find some. Now, in the description, I will put this website here. It's called Terminal Trade Center. You can use this to search around for runes. So say Probably Oru is one of the best for doing this because they tend to just be so... Like, I don't really use these ever myself, and I suspect a lot of other people are the same. So what you could do is just look around, see if anyone's selling, because like you can set different things here. So we can go anywhere between 1 and 10, and a unit price between 0 and 10 as well. Because yeah, you shouldn't really need to spend any more than that. You just go that. Yeah, there's only a few here, but I mean, you could just buy these two here. And they're both base game zones, so yeah. So you could do something like that, just buy some really cheap runes that way. And it's the same essentially for the aspect ones, because you just go to Jota. That's the only rune I would use for the aspect side. Because Tar is more expensive, and the other ones require a higher level and are more expensive. These ones here, there's so many of them, and they are really fucking cheap. So yeah, just buy a bunch of these. It's pretty good. So yeah, you can see this one here, 50 gold for like 15. That's fucking great. So yeah, just do something like that. And yeah, I'll make sure that website's in the description for you as well. Also, obviously, could buy your own glyphs through this. And some of them could be quite cheap, but you can see a lot of people sell these things for what is just an absurd amount of gold. Like the ones, like maybe if you get them for 100 gold, they'll be cheaper than the ones in guild stores, but outside of this one, the rest of these, just hop on a low-level character and buy them for like 90 gold. It's a much better deal, I think, doing that. So the other way is to find runestones, like this one. You can usually find them pretty quick using the orange tint that they have on the ground. Extract these, and you'll get some runes. Now you always get a green triangle one and a circular one. But the problem is, some of the blue ones, they're not going to be usable at level 1, and same with these ones here. So you might have to, you're going to have to probably get more than 8, unfortunately. It depends on the champion points too. There's champion points that double the yield that you get, and you could get different stuff, but yeah. Just assume you're going to need to do this quite a bit, and that if you can buy them on guild stores, is probably a better option. Okay, defeating enemies with Scribed skills. The enemies must be killed by a damage source that's from a Scribed skill only, and you must kill them yourself. So unfortunately, doing this around other people is bad, and also getting enough Scribed skills to do this competently or reliably can be quite painful. But there's two strategies that I like to use myself for this, and I'll just go through them. So there's like a single target critter strategy, and then a just like stacking AoE skills together for another strategy. So firstly, the single target strategy. You can use critters, which have 1 HP, and just hit them with any single target skill, and that's a pretty good way. The only one I would really consider is using a Wheeled Stole, because you get this very quickly by basically just starting off the Scribing questline. It takes like 5 minutes to do the first quest, second era of Scribing, and you get it from this. Now, you'll only have magic damage at the start, which means it costs Magicka. So if you have a stamina build, probably you probably have to do more of the Scribing questline to get a stamina version. So just bear that in mind. Maybe try and do this on a Magicka character if you can. Otherwise, just understand that you're not going to be able to cast this very much. Yeah, the other ones, if you get a martial damage type, which you'll get later when you progress more of the questline, things like physical damage, it costs stamina, so you can do that. You could also get some of the other grimoires, which allow you to cost stamina and stuff. Yeah, so for now, you normally just get magic damage. You'll start with Lingering Torment, which is good. If this damage of a time effect kills an enemy, it still counts to the endeavor, so it's good with, if you use this. And then this stuff here, anything is fine, whatever you've got. Just potentially, I mean, it doesn't really matter, like, because you're going to kill shit with 1 HP, so it's going to be dead anyway. But yeah, whatever you've got here. I think you start with Resolve. That will Breach. Can't remember which one you start with, but yeah, you start with a few. So you'll need to find some critters, take one of your Scribing abilities, and go and kill them. So, as an example here, I've got some deer. To kill these deer, there's also like rabbits and stuff around. These are the wings in the Scholarium. So there's four wings here. 3 of the wings have critters in them. So the wing of the Indrik, wing of the Netch, and the wing of the Griffin Oh, sorry, the Wing of the Griffins here, I think. So yeah, these ones here have a bunch of things that you can kill. There are also a bunch of other places that you can use for this. So, Stonefall's just next to the Wayshrine. You go a little bit northeast, where the Devonspied Sneeds is. There's a bunch of spiders here, little tiny spider critters that you can one-shot and do the same thing. You can also do this in Auridon using Monkey's Rest over here. This has like probably 30 monkeys that you can kill. And you can do the same thing, just one-shot them with a Scribing ability. And yeah, you can get this Wayshrine pretty quick, because you start with this Wayshrine when you start the game. So you can just travel here when you want. The other option is in Alkir Desert. You've got the Goat's Head Oasis over here. Getting here is takes a bit more doing, because you don't start with any Wayshrines here, but just use Home Tours. If you want to know how Home Tours works, there's a video in the description. But yeah, just use House of the Silent Magnifico or the Sisters of Sands apartments here, and either of these will take you to the area over here pretty quick. You just get these Wayshrines and you're ready. You got other places. In Grotwood, there's a bunch of locations around the map which have a bunch of monkeys that you can just kill one shot. You can kill other creatures as well, but yeah, these are the kind of places that I would probably look at. Before I go, does anyone watch The Amazing Digital Circus? Fucking Kinga is the same voice actor as the Indrik. Fucking look that shit up. It's nuts. They don't sound anything like each other. Yeah, I was gobsmacked. Sean, is it Sean Hiplock? Is that his name? I hope I got that right. Sorry, Sean. 2 is stack a bunch of AoE skills together and find a lot of enemies in a small area, such as public dungeons or group dungeons. You could do Fungal Grotto 1 today, very quickly, and just kill a bunch of the enemies in there, and you can get both of these done at the same time, so I'd probably recommend doing that. But it's up to you. Public dungeons, the enemies are much weaker. So if you want to do a group dungeon, just be aware. You could probably get away with just Trample, honestly, but it's probably better if you have a couple to use. Because yeah, Trample, you can... I'll show you how this works. It's actually quite helpful, because it has a... The AoE says it's only like 5 meters, but it travels for a very long time. So yeah, if you can get this one, it's really good. It requires level 5 in Assault to get this one. All Stills is really good. Soul Burst is really good. Traveling Knife with multi-target if you're on a stamina build, or you can also get the Destruction Staff one, Elemental Explosion, because the AoE for this one is fucking massive. But the only issue is it's a cast time, so you can get interrupted while you do it, which can be painful. But yeah, this one here for Mesger is awesome. I usually start the fight with this and then Trample, and it just does so much damage. You can also put shit like Brittle and Force on that stuff, which increases your damage a lot. Just be aware, every grimoire to buy for the first time will be fucking expensive. It's 50 grand each grimoire. So if you want all like a bunch of AoE skills, it's going to cost you like 200,000 gold. Alright, so if we're up to me, either Lingering Torment or Sage's Remedy, you should use these for all your AoE skills. Sage's Remedy, if you stack a lot of these on a bunch of different AoE skills, you basically get constant healing, so you don't have to worry about healing yourself at the same time. But Lingering Torment will significantly increase the amount of damage you do with all of them, and it turns them into abilities that you can use alongside like a spam ball. So yeah, it's up to you which one you want to use there. Yeah, I personally go Lingering Torment because I like the damage over time extra. So yeah, I'll just go Shock Damage, Shocking Burst, go Breach on this. So that's what I've already got on, that's good. And then Contingency, I go Shock as well. You can go Fire if you have that. You can go Warrior's Opportunity or Sage's Remedy or Lingering Torment. So let's go Lingering Torment again. Warrior's Opportunity might actually be pretty good there. So Vulnerability. This is like the PvP standard. If you use the Warrior's Opportunity, that's what people use. Warrior's Opportunity, Vulnerability. I think they use Flame mostly. The Trample, I'll go Magic Damage or Frost maybe. Frost might be good. And then Warrior's Opportunity, because it makes it deal more damage the more it hits, which is going to be fucking Heist stuff. And I'll go Mangle. Could also go Vulnerability or maybe Heroism if you want it. Just remember, you're not going to be using ultimates. Because or you don't want to use ultimates because there's no ultimate scribing abilities. So now we're going into Fungal Grotto 1. So this is the only group dungeon I ever do because it's way easier than the other ones. If you've never been here before, use home tours with Kragenholm and just head northwest. You'll have to pass some Ashlanders on the way, but there's generic enemies. And when they add like the difficulty modifiers, maybe it'll be interesting. But yeah, Fungal Grotto 1's pretty easy to get to. Once you get this dungeon unlocked on the map, you can just travel to it from Wayshan, so you can just head straight in. I do think this one's going to be quicker than doing the damage to in PvP one by a significant long shot. Significant long shot? Just, yeah, significantly. Because you don't have to look for anyone with this one. You just jump straight in and it'll always be here ready for you, whereas players not so much. Yeah. So one more thing I should have gone with before. Banner Bearer, if you use physical or... So if you use a stamina build, go physical. If you use a magic build, go magic. Because all... this... When it says magical, it actually means magic, frost, lightning, or shock damage and fire. So you basically increase the damage of all your stuff. Obviously, if you use a skill that costs stamina and it uses a different damage type, that's a problem. In that case, you could probably just go shock and it'll increase direct damage. But yeah, it takes a bit of getting everything sorted for Banner Bearer though, so if you don't know that, that's fine. And it does affect your resources a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run past these guys here. Just bring them with me. All these guys as well. Keep pulling them this way. Right, so what we want to do is just keep healing yourself. You're going to need to do a lot of healing. Just make sure you're not in a doorway. It doesn't work that well in doorways, but here we go. Just trample. Look at that. Heal ourselves again. Trample. And look at all the stuff it's going to hit. Look at all that damage. Okay, just keep healing it. Trample. Another trample. So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, obviously, you can see what I mean with not having Sage's Remedy. You got to constantly keep healing yourself. So yeah, you just make sure you have something like a Restoration Staff ability. Now I wouldn't bother with these guys because there's a boss here and it takes ages to kill them, and you don't need to kill that boss. So I don't really see a point. Just go to the next group of enemies. I'll just pull these guys over here. If you find they're sticking in the background, just hit them with an ability and they'll start chasing you. So what I'll do is I'll just attack this guy, run up here so it pulls them all together, then I'll run around the other way, and I'll use trample here. Hits them all, just watch out for the arrow spray. Use another trample straight here. Keep healing myself, go to the other side, use trample. And yeah, obviously if you got the other ones, just use them as well. Yeah, you can get it done pretty quick if you do that. And in this room, I did the same thing. So I pull all this stuff here, use a couple of AoE skills to get them all to run at me at once. And what I like to do is come over here, because it pulls all the enemies over here so they line of sight you. And so they'll rush over to this side, so you can just stack everything together quite easily. Contingency, trample, gotta get out of AoEs. Oops, didn't need to double cast that. Trample again. Burst, contingency, burst. The only thing is, I don't really like using this stuff for bosses like this, so I just prefer using it like a class setup, because I just find it's harder to sustain. But this guy here, this is the only actual thing you have to kill in here. If you wanted to, you could just do the scribing stuff outside. It's fine just doing them both at the same time though. Yeah, this guy here, the only stuff he does is he does that like that raw thing, and we get like staggered a little bit. And then there's also the heavy attack, so just block or roll dodge it, and that's what you need to do. There we go. Pop back to my speed build. Now, what you can do is if you need more Scribing Kills, you could just slot one AoE skill somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Just somewhere it's not really going to impact you too much. We've killed the boss. You can go through this cave and head down here. And it just means you skip through all the other enemies that you don't need to deal with. Now, you can kill them if you need more Scribing Kills, but I would just put like one Scribing AoE skill on your bar when you enter this fight, because this dude spawns really weak mud crabs that you can just kill instead. So I'm just going to chuck Shock and Burst on for this one. And when the mud crabs show up, I'm just gonna blast them with that. Instead of Vigor, I'll just chuck that on. Yeah. Yeah, this guy here, very similar to the Goblin dude. Instead of the heavy attack taking a while, it comes out very quick. And he also has a bigger explosion attack that does a fair bit of damage, but if you have some healing, you should be fine. Because he doesn't really do much afterwards. Just chills for a bit. So at 67%, he will summon a bunch of mud crabs here. So here I can just chuck Shock and Burst down. There we go, got a bunch of enemies with Scribe skills. And that was that. And now at about 33%, I believe, he's going to pull in a bunch of more mud crabs. Here I can just use Burst if I needed to get some more kills with that. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Let's finish this guy off. And that's it. That's group dungeon done. If you need more kills after that, there is a shit ton of swarming mud crabs over here, which you can use Burst on, or whatever AoE skills you got. Yeah, these ones here are super weak, so you can just do that. If you aggro these guys here, so just say I went over here, you don't have to fight this guy here. What you can do instead is just come into this cave here, and he can't follow you in. So it will take a second, but you'll escape combat if you just come through here, because he can't follow you, can't map mesh properly. And if you go this way, the door is over here, and you can just leave that way. Come up here. Down here. And yeah, the door's just here. And it will take you to wherever you were when you came in here. So yeah, just convenient that way. Okay, so next up we've got dealing damage in Battlegrounds, Cyrodiil, or Imperial City. So I know it says just deal damage, but this doesn't actually work. If I go up to these guys here and fight them, deal a bunch of damage. Look at that, it's not impacting this at all. The only thing that works is players. You can't even damage like guards, walls, anything. It's just players. It's fucking annoying that they don't update the tooltip. I wish they would one of these days. So this one here sucks because it's completely dependent on how much is going on in each campaign. And naturally, especially when it comes to like when everybody's asleep, when it's like opposite of prime time, there's fucking nothing going on. Like, look at this campaign. This is Grey Host. This is the most, usually the most populated one. It's the first one that gets pop locked. And you look at all the other campaigns, there's nothing. There's Daggerfall here, I suppose. But yeah, nothing. So sometimes you can just get into a campaign and there's just nothing going on. And the problem is, if you go and find people, sometimes you'll just find really good players who will just kill you straight away, and you can't do any damage to them at that point. So it can be very difficult to get this one done easily. The only thing I would really consider being worth it for you to try, if you're not good at PvP, is to grab some siege weapons. And what you can do is just pop them down. Like try and like follow a group around, or just like if you see a keep under attack, maybe just go over there and see if you can do something. Just chuck like a siege weapon down and see if you can shoot stuff. If you need siege weapons, the only one I would probably go with is 5-volt ballistas, maybe 5-pot trebuchets if you're struggling to put stuff on a wall, because if there's too many players, sometimes you won't be able to. It's like very rare that circumstance happens. Yeah, just grab some 5-volt ballistas and Just know that you can buy these on guild stores too, and on guild stores they're usually going to be much cheaper. But again, you're going to have to use Terminal Trade Center to find some, otherwise you might be just struggling to find some in time. Yeah, I don't like this option just because it's so fucking annoying finding players. And you could do a Battleground, I suppose, but Battlegrounds take a long time to, like, for you to get a match. And the amount of time it takes, you'll probably just get these ones done before you even get a match sometimes. So yeah, I don't really see the point. Even if you have to do the first quest in second era of scribing, for scribing skills, to get, like, to kill critters with, that's probably quicker than this option is. Heist is still better though, I'd say. Alright, so while I was waiting around, I finally, this is a pre-recording by the way, I found some people just to show what I would do to get this one done. So one way is to use these 5-volt blisters here. You'll get these from some coffers in your inventory. If you level up characters, you'll get a couple, and you also get them from the guild, the siege vendors that I talked about earlier. Every keep, every outpost, every town has a siege vendor. There's also ones that run around along the roads and shit, so there's a lot of siege vendors you can buy this stuff from. Again, I'd still probably get this stuff from guild traders if you can, but as a last resort, you can always get them from siege vendors, as many as you need. So you can get fire bullets and fire pot trebuchets from them for gold. You can also get flaming oils with alliance points. You can buy the flaming oils on guild stores too, though, and they're not related to, like, alliance either. So flaming oils are pretty good. Flaming oils are great. So here's just an example. I'm on the top of an outpost, and there's a bunch of dudes, like, attacking the guards. I just shoot them with a ballista, and you can see the fire damage ticking over there. So you just basically do that, and you can pick up the siege weapons, and you can run them over. So what I'm going to do is, they're going to run underneath the keep, and I'm going to try and put some oils down where they are. So oils are amazing. You dump them down. Anything below where the oils are basically takes a shit ton of damage. I think they get out of the way, that's why I don't hit them here. But yeah, oils are amazing. And you can... Oh yeah, so they took a bit of damage. So you can dump oils... You can dump oils and shoot multiple blisters. Like, you don't have to just use one. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut the flaming oil down here. This person's just sitting behind the pillar here. I'm just gonna dump an oil on them. They don't seem to notice until it's too late. That, or I think the other person hits them and they die. Yeah, they get hit by the sorcerer. But yeah, so you can just sit here. Like, I don't even have a weapon. Like, look at me, I'm unarmed. Like, you look at my character. So look at that shit. I just have my fists out. So you can totally do this without having any combat capabilities at all if you have a couple of siege weapons. But as I said, it's very easy for you to die. Like, it's as easy for you to die as it is just for you to shoot out some bolts and hit them. So the other thing is trebuchets. So say this keep wall here has a bunch of players on it with ballistas, and you can't really put one down yourself just because you don't have enough room, or maybe there's oils or something. Trebuchets are a way to shoot some attacks over walls. So if you want to just give some even more, like, siege support to people over there, you could just drop one of these down and shoot some trebuchet shots. It's much harder to know what the fuck you're shooting at, but if you know there's some players over that side, maybe it can work. The other thing with trebuchets is height. So ballistas struggle to hit things from high up, unless they are elevated. Trebuchets don't have that issue as much. So a common thing for players to do, especially attacking a keep, is, like, you can see right here, I've managed to, like, you could hit the top of this keep here, and you could probably do something similar with the walls over here if you've got a trebuchet down there. So this is another way to try and get some hits in if you're on the offensive, but I just find defensive is so much easier because you've got oils, which are really easy to use, and you can just put a couple next to each other and dump them down. And yeah, you can just use ballistas, which are easier to fire. But this is also something that you should maybe look at. And you could also maybe get a shot into these areas here with a trebuchet too. This tends to be places where players also dump oils and put ballistas and stuff. So you could potentially hit some people if you know there's some defenders. You can also, like, shoot them through into the keep walls, but ballistas are probably better in that case. Yeah, so that's the only real way I would try and do this one, honestly. But this is coming from someone who can't PvP very well, so you know, it's much better with Vengeance because you're given the ability to fight just as well as anybody else. But when it comes to regular PvP, you got to have a build for that sort of thing. So if you don't, as I said before, like I have a staff on the back bar, but I don't have a weapon on the front, and still I can get a bunch of damage done. And I managed to kill a couple of people at that outpost just with oils, and I got a defense tick of like 5k, so that was pretty good. So yes, it's doable, but it's very unpredictable. I can't guarantee that you're going to make any progress with this, unfortunately. But if you're patient, you could try something like this, if you don't want to do a dungeon or whatever. Alright, so let's look at a Thieves Guild heist now. So, firstly you need the Thieves Guild DLC. You can't do this without it. The quickest way to get here, you have to use the one of the entrances of the Thieves Den to get to this. You need to do quite a bit of the Thieves Guild questline in Hughes Vein here, this one here. You need to get through to the long game. That will take a few hours, so if you haven't done this yet, yeah, you're probably going to have to spend some time doing that. And it might be better just to do like a group dungeon or like extracting glyphs, you know, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But if you have reached this point, this one is pretty quick and it's very easy. You can completely butch this quest up in every possible way and you can still complete it, and it will honestly only take you a few minutes usually. So the way I usually go is this entrance here. It's just north of the Way Shrine. It's just coming here. Once you complete the long game and do the quest for finding Farandar, the heist board here will be where you go. So you just take the listing, you talk to Farandar, and this will take you to the instance area for the heist. So you basically have to find some chests which are locked, so you have to pick the locks, or you can force them if your leisure domain's high enough, or you find some gems throughout the caves. So this one, I guess I just have to do this. So you enter this room here, and as soon as you open the door, the timer starts up here. So this is just for the secondary objective. You don't have to worry too much about this. The secondary objective isn't all that important in my personal opinion. Now, if you kill people in here, even if nobody hears you, if I just kill this guy here, I lose time, so you lose literally a minute. Even though literally nobody else sees you. Maybe this guy technically did, but like, as far as I'm aware, every single time I've killed someone in this place, I always get spotted. So yeah, I don't know if it's actually possible to not get spotted. So you'll either get these hidden caches, or you'll have like little bags of jewelry. The jewelry's easy to grab because you don't have to pick the locks, but you'll probably do the hidden cache one quicker especially if you have the ability to force locks, because you can speed this up much quicker. Normally force lock happens once. Yeah, it's just an RNG thing. So they're all intermediate locks. So leisure domain here, if you can get the locksmith passive, it'd be really good, but you need a lot of it for it to be worth it. And to get that, you have to get really high leisure domain, which takes fucking ages getting up. The quickest way to do it is just to loot a shit ton of stuff and sell it to a fence or launder it at a fence, and then sell it to a merchant. But you can only do that as a certain amount each day. But there's no real other way to get it up quickly aside from that. So usually in these Thieves Guild heists, you will see a lot of traps. You can disarm them if you go into stealth. There'll also be like enemies with the ability to spot you through invisibility, which is painful as well. You'll know they're around. You'll see like blue circles at their feet. Some of them have those enemies. Some of them have the like there's that light blue trap that we saw earlier. This thing here. These also reveal you in stealth, so you want to be careful of them too. Personally, I think they're way more of a pain to deal with, the actual guards, instead of these. These are easy. You can just go up to people and kill them. So this is much easier if you have a source of invisibility, even though you can't use it against people with. Wait, is this still? Oh, no, so even though you can't use it against the ones that can see you through stealth, you can use it on everybody else. And a majority of the enemies, other than that, are these ones here, the ones without stealth detection. And yeah, if you can get something that gives you high stealth reduction, oh sorry, like detection reduction, it's really good. Okay, so once you get everything, you can get out before time runs out. If you're quick enough, you can just kind of like run for the exit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Really easy to do if you have vampirism. Okay, so we got less time there. But yeah, it's very easy to get spotted a bunch of times. This is there's always like a boss like this that you can get into combat with. I'll just show you. It's pretty easy killing them. They're essentially the strength of a tier, like a public dungeon boss. Yeah, don't stress too much about this guy. Just have like a good self heal and you'll be fine. Oh, I can still. Might be able to get this done with the secondary objectives done too. Okay, yeah, I think I did it. Yep, cool. See, I probably had like 9 seconds left or something. But yeah, Dark Brotherhood, Black Sacraments are way worse, I think. This one's really easy to get the secondary objective done. Alright, so for your effort, you get the Endeavour done, and you also get a satchel of laundered goods with a quality that depends on how many secondary objectives you did. So if you get all the chests, I think you just get a blue quality one if you don't get it done within the time. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference. You can get leniency edicts, which are okay, but I'm pretty sure you get these for all versions of the coffers. Maybe not the green one, I don't know. But like nothing in here is really worth a whole lot, so I wouldn't stress too much about this. Very specific circumstances you can get some like heavy Savara's Scale stuff, and some of that can be quite like Savara's Scale's weapons. This set is, I've heard it's pretty good, but I don't know how like genuinely good it is, because apparently it's like a PvP niche set that you can use. And yeah, some things can be specifically very expensive, but it's like very, very rare that will ever be the case. So I wouldn't really do this. You're gonna make more money, way more money doing like writs and shit like that. So I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, that's like the best stuff you can get, best case scenario. Otherwise, you just get some shit that you sell, and a Thieves Guild motif, which is like really cheap. Like these things are just not worth it. I'd just rather do writs instead, like I said. Alright, so that's it. That's this set of endeavors, so I'll leave it there. If you have any questions, you know the drill, just give me a holler. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's been a long video. But yeah, take care for now. I'll see you next time.